Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine and healthy. Today we are going to start our new chapter number 16, water, a precious resource. As we know that water is one of the most common and useful substance that is found around us. All the living things, whether human beings, plants or animals, they all need water to live. Without the water, there would not be any living thing on the earth. If we look at the picture of the earth from the outer space, then that picture appears blue in color. This is because the major part of the surface of the earth, it is covered with the water in the seas and the oceans, which makes the earth appear blue from the outer space. About 71% of the earth is covered with the water. Now, out of the total water that is present on the earth, 97.5% of the water is present in the seas and ocean, which is very salty, or we can say it is saline, so it cannot be used by the human beings. The water that can be used by the humans, or we can say the water that is fit for the human consumption, it is called fresh water, and the fresh water is only 2.6% of the total water that is present on the earth. Suppose if we have 100 liters of water on the earth, then out of that 100 liters, only 2.6 liter is fresh water. Most of the fresh water, it is present in the frozen state on the snow-covered mountains, glaciers and on the poles of the earth. Now this frozen state means either it is in the form of the snow or in the form of ice. Now this frozen water, it is not readily available for the use by the human beings. Only the small portion of the fresh water is readily available for the use by the human beings, that is only 0.014% of all the fresh water that is present on the earth. The water that is available for the human beings, it is mostly present in the lakes, ponds, and some of the water is present as the groundwater, and all the groundwater is not fit for the human beings, means all the groundwater we cannot consume because it's not safe. So the fresh water that is available to us, it is only 0.06% of the total water present on the earth. Don't get confused. Here I have said 0.06% and here I have said 0.014%. If we will compare the fresh water available to us with the total fresh water on the earth, then it is 0.014%. And if we will compare the fresh water available to us with the total water on the earth, whether it is salty water, groundwater, or it is present in the snow or lakes, so it is 0.06%. We can even perform an activity to compare the amount of water that is available in the various sources of water. First of all, we will take a bucket and we will fill 20 liters of water in this bucket, and suppose that this 20 liter of water which we have filled in the bucket, it is the total water that is present on the earth. Now we will transfer 500 ml water from this bucket into a mug. Now suppose this water that is in the mug, it represents the total fresh water on the earth. Now the water that is left in the bucket after taking out this 500 ml of water, so that water in the bucket, it represents the salty water that is present in the sea and oceans, and the unusable groundwater which is not fit for the human consumption or which cannot be used by the human beings. From this 500 ml water in the mug, we will take out 150 ml of water in a glass. Now this 150 ml of water in a glass, it represents the usable groundwater which can be consumed by the human beings and it is safe. Now the water that is left in the mug after taking out this 150 ml water. So that water in the mug, it represents the fresh water that is either in the form of snow or ice on the snow covered mountains, glaciers and the polar ice caps, and it is not readily available for the human consumption. Now from this glass of water, we will take out 1 ml of water in a teaspoon. Now this 1 ml of water in the teaspoon, it represents the water that is present in the rivers, lakes and ponds. Most of us think that water is an unlimited natural resource that is available to us. But this is not the case. From this activity, we can conclude that the water is a limited resource and the actual amount of water that is available for the use by the human beings, plants and animals, it is very small as compared to the total water that is present on the earth. Even the highly salty sea water or the ocean water, it can be made fit for the use by human beings, but it will be a very costly. The water cycle that takes place in the nature, it converts some of the sea water or the ocean water into the fresh water which can be used by the human beings. The water cycle that takes place in the nature, it converts some of the sea water or the ocean water into the fresh water in the form of snow or the rain. For millions of years, the supply of the fresh water on the land, it is maintained by the water cycle, and it is due to the water cycle that even after continuous use of the water by us, the water does not get exhausted from the land. We have already learned about the water cycle in class 6. In short, we can describe the water cycle as oceans, rivers, lakes and ponds. They all contains water in the liquid form, and this liquid form of water changes into water vapors, that is known as evaporation, and the water vapors formed, they goes into the air, and the evaporation of water also takes place from the leaves of the plants and the trees, that is known as transpiration. The water vapors that are formed in the atmosphere, they rises high up in the sky, then they get cooled and condenses to form the clouds, and these clouds get cooled further and they form rain clouds. The rain clouds makes the droplets of the water fall on the earth, and in the areas where the temperature is very low, so these rain droplets freezes in the sky and they falls down in the form of snow. The water which falls down from the clouds either as the rain or in the form of snow, it is known as precipitation. Some of the rainwater and the water that is formed by the melting of the snow, it seeps into the ground and it is known as infiltration. Infiltration means the seeping of the water into the ground. Some of the rainwater fills the lakes and the ponds, and the rest of the water enters the rivers and finally goes into the sea. Now in the nature, the water exists in three forms, that are solid, liquid and gases. And when the water circulates in the atmosphere, in the water cycle, so it can be found in all these three states. Water is present in the solid form as snow and ice on the snow-covered mountains, glaciers and the ice caps that are present on the poles. Water is present in the liquid form in the lakes, oceans, rivers, seas and under the ground also. Water is present in the gas form in the air that is around us. The continuous cycling of water in its three forms in the atmosphere that is known as water cycle. It keeps the total water on the earth same even when the whole world is using this water. Now we will learn about the scarcity of water, or we can say the shortage of water. We all need water for drinking, for bathing, for washing our clothes, washing our utensils, for brushing our teeth, etc. The amount of water that is recommended by the United Nations for drinking, for bathing, for washing and for maintaining proper hygiene. It is minimum of 50 liters per person per day. This is approximately 2.5 bucket of water per person per day. Only some of the persons in our country get this minimum amount of water for their daily use. Millions of people in our country, they do not get the sufficient amount of water. In some places, there is an acute shortage of water, especially during the summer season. Means in summer season, there is a shortage of water in some of the areas. Most of the towns and cities, they have water supply system which is run by the local civic bodies such as municipalities. For this purpose, the water is drawn from the nearby rivers, lakes, ponds and under the ground, which is then purified and supplied to all the houses. Many villages do not have any water supply system. In such villages, people fetch the water directly from the source of water like rivers, ponds or wells, which may be very far away from the villages. Women and children, they usually walk several kilometers every day with the pitchers on their head for fetching the water for their daily needs. Women in villages, they have to do a lot of household work, and fetching water from the far off places adds to their burden of work. The village children also suffer because they spend hours in fetching the water, due to which they cannot attend the school regularly. Water shortage has become a matter of concern throughout the world. It is estimated that after few years, one-third population of the earth will face shortage of water. Some of the causes for the scarcity or shortage of water are increasing population, growing irrigation requirements for agriculture, rapid growth of industries and mismanagement of water. So these are some of the causes for shortage of water.
Now we will discuss some questions related to our today's topics. So the first question is, name the three forms of water in which it circulates in the nature during the water cycle. So the three forms of water in which it circulates in nature during the water cycle are solid, liquid and gas. So the solid form can be rain or snow, the liquid form liquid water, and the gas form is water vapors. Now the question number second, name a solid form of water. So the solid form of water is either ice or snow. Second part is gaseous form of water. Gaseous form of water is known as water vapors. Now question number third, how do people in cities and rural areas get water for domestic purposes. Most cities have water supply systems, and these water supply systems are run by the civic bodies such as the municipalities. Now, for supplying the water in the cities, the water is drawn either from the rivers, lakes, wells, and then this water is purified and supplied to all the houses. Whereas in the rural areas, that is mostly villages, they do not have any water supply system. So in the rural areas, the people fetch the water either directly from the source of water like rivers, lake or well, or sometimes they draw the water that is present under the ground with the help of hand pumps, bore wells. Now question number 4 is differentiate between precipitation and condensation. The water which falls from the clouds either as the rain or snow, it is known as precipitation. Now the conversion of water vapors into the liquid water on cooling, it is known as condensation. Now the next question, question number 5 is what are the causes of water scarcity in India? Now the some causes of the shortage of water in India are increasing population, growing irrigation requirements of agriculture, rapid growth of industries and mismanagement of water. So these are the some causes for the scarcity of water in India. Now question number 6. The important terms connected with water cycle in nature are given below in the jumbled form. Now we have to write these terms in readable form. So the A1 is groundwater, B is evaporation, C is condensation, D is clouds, E is transpiration, F is infiltration, and G is precipitation. Now question number 7. Why does Earth appear blue from space? So the Earth appears blue from the space because most of the part of the Earth, or we can say a major part of the surface of Earth, it is covered with the water in seas and ocean, which makes it appear blue. Now approximately 71% of the Earth's surface, it is covered with the water. Now question number 8. The area A in India gets an average annual rainfall of 49 centimeter, whereas another area B receives an annual rainfall of 280 centimeter. Which of these could be Assam and which could be Rajasthan? So we know that Rajasthan is a dry area or a desert area and it receives very less amount of rainfall. So the Rajasthan will receive 49 centimeter of rainfall. So the area A, which receives 49 centimeter of rainfall, it is Rajasthan. Whereas the area B, which receives a high rainfall of 280 centimeter, it is Assam. Every year the Assam gets floods. Now question number 9. Water circulates in three forms: solid, liquid and gas during water cycle in nature. Where is water present naturally? A part is in solid form. In the solid form, it is present as ice or snow on the snow-covered mountains or the polar ice caps. B part, in liquid form. In liquid form, water is present in the lakes, rivers, ponds, wells. C part, in gaseous form. In the gaseous form, water is present as water vapors in the atmosphere, or we can say in the air.
So that's it students. We will continue our chapter in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.